It's a whole new world. We finally have Lorcana news. No? Hey everyone, we know we just released a video recently, but we couldn't help but get on board and release some of our thoughts on this news release because we're pretty excited.
Yeah, super jazzed, especially about the new cards.
Especially about the new cards. So look, there's been a lot of videos in the last couple days to talk about the comprehensive news that was released. Recommend you check out the Illumineers with Jaunty, go to Traverse Tavern. There's many others who have these videos. We'll link them down below. But we wanted to share some thoughts that we think may be unique to our channel, or at the very least the ones that we're most excited about, and hopefully you are too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what do you want to talk about first, Aaron?
I think let's just jump straight into the cards because that's the good stuff, in my opinion.
Yeah, so we received 8 new cards. Aladdin, Aurora, Sorcerer Mickey, Simba, Moana, another Maleficent, and then Mulan and Hades on the gift box. Yeah. Hey, look, before we do anything else, we want to dive into the art as we're wont to do. For those who didn't see, Nicholas Cole confirmed on Twitter that he is the artist for the preponderance of these cards.
Yeah.
I think Hades and Mulan.
Yeah, are the two that he said he didn't do. So new artists coming, hopefully.
Maybe, or they're existing artists, who knows. But what we do know is that, as we suspected, Nicholas Cole is the artist who probably did the most cards for this set and really set the tone for the first chapter and maybe the entire game.
At least the character cards, because again, we still don't know about the card variety that we're gonna see in the game yet, but for the character cards, it looks like Nick Cole kind of produced a lot of those, or created a lot of those.
Yeah. We still don't know Mulan and Hades, but we're excited. So go check out Nicholas's stuff if you haven't seen it yet. And we want to deep dive 3 cards specifically here, because we think there's some neat things to learn. First, let's talk about a combo here of Sorcerer Mickey and Aladdin. If you look at both these cards, they have something in common. And we think that this means that where all of the other characters are art of them in their respective worlds, so Moana in Moana's world, Stitch in Stitch's world, these 2 cards are actually showing these characters outside of their storybooks in Lorcana, whatever world that is.
You can see their color crests on, for Aladdin on his breastplate, and then for Mickey on his amulet. Also on the Mickey card, you can see in the background, rather than brooms, it looks like there are paintbrushes behind him, which just, I think, goes back to this whole ink and, creating the glimmers and really ties into Lorcana itself, so.
Yeah, and this isn't a stretch for Sorcerer Mickey because we saw him in the promo video pop out of the book, and so we know that he is in that world. But I think it's not a stretch to say now that Aladdin wearing the ruby symbol on his chest shows that he also is. This is a photo of him, or a drawing of him, outside of the Grand Illuminary in the Lorcana world. And I think these are the only 2 characters we've seen so far that exist outside of their storybooks.
Yeah, absolutely. And, one thing I want to just say, looking at all of these cards as a suite, the 6 of the 8 that were released that Nick created, it's just amazing to see his style and his signature kind of throughout all of these. You definitely look at these characters, and although, yes, they're Disney, you can just see Nick's personality coming out in all of them.
Yeah, so the other fun note, one more card, the Maleficent card. This is the first time we've seen a character appear twice in the game, and she's in 2 different colors, which is interesting. We're pretty sure that the new one is Sapphire and the previous one is Ruby, which goes to show that in sets we can see characters cross different colors, and we know that their color is probably based on either their abilities or the particular mood that character is in.
Yeah, emotion or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, calculating Maleficent versus angry Maleficent, which is kind of fun. And there's one more card I want to talk about, but I don't think we're equipped to do it. It's Hades. It's pretty cool, and I think we need to call in an expert. I hope he's not busy right now. So, hey, Nives, what's going on?
Oh, hi! How are you?
Good. Hey.
I just spilled my coffee.
Oh, no. It's a little late for coffee.
Never
Hey,
late for coffee.
we had to get your opinion on some of the news today for a couple reasons. One, your opinions are also spot on, are always spot on. But two, we know you watched Hercules today with your wife,
Yes.
and one of the newest card reveals is Hades, and we're really excited to get your take on this card.
Yes. Okay. So the Borns. So Hades is the second Floodborn we've seen, the other one being Stitch. And here is my conspiracy theory about these Floodborn. So let's start with the Storyborn. The Storyborn characters are the ones that are just like the movies. You have Milan, you have Robin Hood. They look very true to the original source material, down to the costumes, their vibe, I guess is the right word, and all that. The Dreamborn, they are just kind of like a rebranding kind of thing. So like Jumba, he has a different coat on. He has glasses in this one or whatever. Like small details that kind of change.
Small twist.
Floodborn, yeah, a little twist. Floodborn, alternate universe, completely different story. So for example, with Stitch, instead of him landing in Hawaii, he lands in California. And instead of listening to Elvis, he listens to Queen, and he becomes a rock star in that aspect. For Hades, this is a Hades that defeated the Titans instead of Zeus. This is a Hades that has been the king of the Olympus the whole time, and he is evil. So evil that he learns how to control the Titans and gets rid of the rest of the gods and makes the Titans his pantheon. And that is why he gets more of these pips, the more villains he has on field with him.
I love this. I feel like I've heard this theory of yours before, and the moment I saw the Hades card come out, I was like, "That is right." I feel like this proves your theory even better than kind of the Stitch thing, because you saw the Stitch with the rock star and you're like, okay, well, that could be Elvis, that could be something else, but the moment you saw this Hades card, you're like, this is a completely different universe that we're living in right now.
Yeah, like this could have been a Hades where the contract doesn't break, and so Hercules doesn't get his strength back until it's too late. This could be an alternate story of who knows what, but it's clear that this is not from the source material.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my thoughts on Hades. I think he looks really powerful. If the Pips do what I think they do, he is really good in the villain themed deck. So you're going to want to put down a bunch of villains, and then he's your top card where you just put him down for 8, and then by then it's too late.
That's awesome. Well, and having watched Hercules today, does it stand up? Is it as good as I remember it from the last time I watched it?
Yes, actually. So this was the first time my wife saw it, and so she was like, "Why didn't I watch this as a child? It's so good." So yes, it definitely holds up. Danny DeVito is still a treasure, and yeah.
So what you're saying is it definitely goes the distance.
It goes beyond the distance. Absolutely. I won't say I'm in love with it, but it's pretty good.
On that note, we'll let you get back to we appreciate your thoughts. We'll let you get back to your coffee.
I need to get some paper towels. See you guys.
See ya.
Thanks.
Naren, I don't know how Nive drinks coffee at 9 o'clock at night and expects to sleep.
Yeah, I don't either. He's a rebel.
He's a rebel, and we love him to death. All right. Hey, we want to transition to talking about the product range that we saw. Of course, we saw the booster packs and booster boxes, but we also saw starter decks. We saw a gift set. We saw an Illumineer Trove.
Yeah, the Illumineers are going to play with that.
Illumineer Trove that's designed for collectors. Aaron, which of these are you most excited about?
I have to say, out of everything we've seen, I am most excited about the starter decks. I think those are a really key element to get people engaged in the game. I know for myself, as someone who just started playing TCGs a few years ago, I still love me a good starter deck. If I were to get a booster pack, I would be like, okay, this is really cool. Cards I can collect, put them in my binder, but I don't really understand how to, I still am not confident enough to put together a deck myself using booster packs or like a booster box. I'm still learning. And so I think these starter decks are really key to getting like the Disney community, the greater world involved in Lorcana. So I was really excited to see those.
Yeah, and I think three's a decent number. But yeah, you were saying you hope they do another release before Christmas?
I mean, I hope so. I know that that's like really short notice, but I think it would be really smart to have like another 2 just right before Christmas to continue the hype and to get those like extra sales in.
Maybe like a dual deck situation.
That would be cool. Oh, that would be really cool. Yeah, Ravensburger.
That would be another product. And speaking of diverse product lines, you know, we just got this really cool clapper installed here. I'm going to try it out again and see if I can bring in somebody else because I want to talk about the range of products.
Hey, Dan.
Oh, hey, what's up, guys?
How's it going?
You caught me off guard there. Holy cow. It's going good. It's going good. You know, today, do you know, you guys know what happened? Oh, well, of course you guys know what happened today. It's been crazy. Sure, it's been crazy for you guys too. Am I right?
The floodgates have been opened.
Yeah, proverbially speaking. Yes, correct. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what can I do? What can I do for you guys today?
Yeah, well, we were just about to discuss the like the product range that that Lorcana or Disney or Ravensburger announced today for Disney Lorcana, and we wanted to get your take because I know this is something that you're interested in, bringing collectors and players, and we wanted to know with everything they revealed, the starter decks, the booster boxes, the collector packs. We know there's going to be a foil in each pack. What do you think about this range, and is it sufficient to bring in collectors and players? Yeah, what do you think about the launch products?
So the first thing I would say is TCG players, CCG players, we're never satisfied. So we're never satisfied. However, that being said, I am thrilled. Again, coming from a company who they're a puzzle maker, they make puzzles. You know, it seems like so far they haven't really missed their stride on much. And so everything that they've been released today is specifically the product lines. Number one is honestly something I expect from like Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh, the big 3. These types of products we see a lot in those games. And so I think Ravensburger, you know, they're in a pretty good seat because they've seen these companies do amazingly well. And all they really need to do is they got an amazing IP, they got a huge brand, see what works, and then just go from there. And so they're starting off on the right foot. The one thing that I'm interested in, I'm hoping the foils don't curl and they don't pringle like some other games do. We won't name some names. But the other is I was interested in the Lumineers Trove. There's going to be deck boxes in there. For a lot of TCG, CCG players, we like all that customizability. But I will be interested to see the quality of those types of products. But again, I'm not surprised to see that because, again, TCG, CCG players, they're going to eat that stuff right up. And I'm assuming Ravensburger is going to make quite a lot of money on those types of products. So I'm stoked. When I saw everything, I'm like, yes. And everybody's talking about pre-order. Where can I pre-order it? And that's how you get TCG players excited. Let me tell you.
Yeah, for sure. It does look like they have learned from the best and are off to a great start.
So speaking about getting TCG players excited, there are a lot of people in the world who are a bit sad today because they did announce their worldwide distribution plan, and it looks like you know, we have several countries in Europe and America, of course, receiving the product upon launch, but our Spanish-speaking friends, some Portuguese, Australia, it looks like a lot of these places are being left off. What do you think about the worldwide distribution, and where would you prioritize putting out the game next outside of the areas that they've already announced?
So something like that's typically not what I tend to think about. Again, being in the US, being in North America, that's not something we typically need to worry about, right? However, again, when we're talking one of the largest brands in the world, which has like literal worldwide recognition, that's something that, you know, not every company really needs to think about. But when you have a Disney product, now you can't think about regional locations. You really do have to start thinking worldwide. So the one thing that I would think, I wonder, there's a game out, it's called Weiss Schwarz. And they do have Disney products. So they have Pixar themed cards. They have a lot of Disney lines. I'm wondering if that license is prohibiting Ravensburger to use the Disney license in certain territories. My understanding is that license will be up in the winter, I believe, of this year. So I think it actually ends in January. I don't quote me on that, I'm not sure, but I would wonder if something like that is prohibiting this product from seeing other territories, excuse me. So that was kind of what I had initially thought. However, again, being a longtime TCG player, I do know I have cards that are not in my language. As long as I know what the card does, then I can still play the game. Now, the ability to get those cards is going to be the interesting thing. So again, you can order online, but you're going to be paying it at a premium. So I'm hoping that as time goes on, there will be more of these territories added. You were mentioning, I believe you said Brazil. I think South America would probably be the next most logical, but again, I don't know. I think a lot of these just depends upon licensing deals and contracts. So that's something I'm interested to see.
No, that's a brilliant point. I hadn't thought about Weiss because I think that's a Japanese game, right?
Yeah, in Asia.
Japan is a company that are a country that plays a lot of TCGs. They're big into Magic, obviously Pokemon, but we didn't see them on the list. So your theory it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, thanks so much for the hot takes. We'll let you get back to your evening. Looking forward to the next podcast.
Yeah.
All right, and I will go back to editing that podcast right now. See you guys.
See you later.
Good to see you. Well, that podcast episode might be out by the time this video comes out.
It just might be, but we're gonna listen to it whether before or after.
Yep.
Hey, moving on to the next topic here, we want to talk about support for local game stores and competitive play. There was something really cool in the announcement that showed Ravensburger and Disney's commitment to supporting local game stores. We're big fans, and we know somebody else who is too. We'll do this one more time. Ready? All right. Hey, Lee.
All right, what's up, guys?
Hey, what's going on? Hey, we're doing a response video about the news release, and we're about to talk about the support, the support for local game stores that we saw in Lorcana's news release, and we wanted to get your take on it. So for those who didn't see, they announced that the game would be released to local game stores about 2 weeks before the large retailers and online retailers, and that shows it's just an indicator of the respect they have for game stores. But Lee, we know you love game stores. What are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, the LGS is very near and dear to my heart. And the more that a big company, especially an entity as big as Ravensburger and Disney, they're showing real care to the community. They know who they're going after. Like, they know us as a group and a community. The fact that they're allowing LGSs to have first crack at this 2 weeks before the big box stores is especially a good sign. I sing Ravensburger's praises all the time. They have been so involved in the community already. They have let multiple people in their little secrets, and I don't see that slowing down. I expect to see more of that, So it's a beautiful thing, and I can't wait to see more of it from them. It shows that they're listening, they're watching, they're not tone deaf like some of the other big TCG companies out there, So if you know, you know.
Yeah.
But
They who shall not be named. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's beautiful, and I can't wait to see more of it.
What about so they also announced again, they reiterated their support for competitive play and organized, well, not competitive necessarily, but organized play. How important is that, do you think, to the survival of the game?
I think it's one of the bigger points that they'll need to have a strong presence at. There was a Transformers trading card game a couple years back. I don't know if you guys are familiar or not. I picked that game. It was a lot of fun. I love Transformers. I love big giant fighting robots, as you can see behind me. So yeah, I loved that game. I was all in on it. It was a solid game, great mechanics, but they didn't have organized play out of the gate, which really, really hurt them. They had some printing issues too. They couldn't supply as much as people had initially wanted, so it fizzled out. If you don't have strong organized play, you're excluding a large portion of the people that want to play this game, because not everybody wants to just play casually. Don't get me wrong, I want to sit around the table with my buddies, or my kid and play casually, but I also want to get out there and test my mettle.
Yeah, I feel like this this marriage between competitive play and supportive LGSs is just so perfect and so symbiotic. I'm really excited like what that will bring for the game. Yeah, because I feel like competitive play is really nothing without a local LGS a local game store, an LGS to go to actually play at.
Yeah. Well, hey, I don't know what you're up to tonight, but we'll let you get back to it. Thanks for jumping on and giving us your thoughts.
Oh yeah, thanks for popping in, guys. It was great seeing you.
Yeah. Last question: how excited were you when you saw the news release?
I was actually at work and like audibly yelled and ran out of the kitchen. Nobody knew what was happening. Everybody was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, don't. It's a lot. There's a lot going on right now." So, but it was awesome. It was awesome.
You'll understand one day.
Exactly.
All right. Well, hey, take it easy. We'll let you get back to it.
All right. See you later, guys.
Bye, Lee. Man, we have such an amazing community around this game.
Totally agree. A lot of amazing people. Hey, we want to run through a couple more things we learned. First, Disney also, or Ravensburger rather, announced a product list of additional accessories they're going to release about launch time, it looks like. Playmats, deck boxes, sleeves, etc. And we saw something interesting in this announcement that we want to highlight.
Yeah, it looks like they let another couple of characters slip. We might see Maui and the Queen, which we're assuming is the evil queen from Snow White.
Yeah, and in the announcement, they listed all the characters, and those are two in there that we haven't seen in the card game yet, and it would be interesting if they put them on products.
And not on cards.
And not on cards.
Yeah.
So we think they've been spoiled unofficially.
Yeah.
Another note, when somebody asked the Ravensburger Twitter handle about in-park support for the game, whether sales or whatever, they said they weren't ready to announce in-park sales yet.
Operative word.
Yet. And so we think this is a definite indication that we'll see sales in the park. I mean, maybe not at launch, but definitely by Christmas. But we think there's going to be a heavy presence of the cards in the game. Other than that, those are our big hot takes, and we appreciate the creator support. Hey, go watch Glimmer Gang podcast, go watch Hobbies and Happiness, go watch Nive Nerd Corner. These are all great creators, and I want to close with some appreciation for Ravensburger and Disney. Ryan Miller, the co-designer of Lorcana, said, quote, "Players and the community is absolutely the most important component of a TCG." And we absolutely agree. That's what we're about. Card games and gaming in general should create communities. We think we have an awesome Lorcana community here right now. We think that'll continue. And we do think that's in large part to how Ravensburger has rolled out this product so far. And we really appreciate everything. So thanks for watching.
Yeah, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment below about what you're most excited about from the recent news announcement. And check out our videos to come. We'll see you again soon.